Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Wendy and this is my mobile home sweet home. I apologize, I've been MIA lately. I don't know what the heck's going on, but it just seems like every day I'm just running around like a crazy person, and I've totally neglected my YouTube channel, and I'm so sorry. But I'm back, and today's video might be something that you may or may not be interested in. It's not exactly mobile home related, but it is a video that was requested. So I am going to do something a little different today. Let me explain. I do subscribe to a sewing channel that I enjoy so much, and the name of the channel is called Professor Pincushion, and she's just really awesome. And she actually just published a book, so it looks, I haven't read it yet, but I plan to. It looks really interesting. But anyway, she had made a post and asked her subscribers to kind of say in their comment what projects they were currently working on. And so I'm reading through the comments, and it was all this really cool stuff like making dresses and making different types of articles of clothing, and I'm just thinking, oh geez, I don't ever do anything quite that yeah. my sewing does not yeah. Anyway, so I was a little hesitant to post, but I thought, oh, what the heck. So I commented that what I'm currently working on is I've been making these walker bags. I made one for my mom. My mom's 90, almost 93, and she lives in assisted living, and she uses a walker, and she had some kind of bag, something hanging on her walker, and so I said, Mom, I'm going to make you a bag for your walker. That thing you got hanging on there looks terrible. let's make you something really pretty to hang on there. So that kind of started that project. So it turned out really good. So I made a few more, and she shared them with some of her friends there, and then a couple other people wanted some. So it's just kind of turned into this thing, and I've really been having fun with it. And let me show you what they look like. I'll tip the camera down. So anyway, when I had commented what I was working on, and I was talking about these walker bags, a few people commented and said, oh, that sounds really cool. And one gal wanted to know if I had a tutorial, or if I would, or if I had a pattern that I would be willing to share. Well, I would absolutely be willing to share it, but it's just something I drew up on craft paper, you know, like this. So I told her I would make a video and a tutorial, but I kind of tried to do that, and it just didn't really turn out very good. It was very awkward. So I thought what I'll do is I'll just kind of show the pattern pieces. There's only 3 different pieces for this pattern, as you can see. And then here's what the bags look like. So I use a printed side, and then they all have a solid coordinating color side on the back. And then they've got Velcro closure and an inside pocket for cell phone or whatever. And then I put these carabiner clips inside for someone to hang they could hang their keys on or whatever. So anyway, and what I do, you know, since I'm on a pretty tight budget, I just, at Walmart, they have these things called fat quarters, and I believe they're used by quilters, but what they are is a piece of fabric, and they measure approximately 18 inches by 20, something like that. There's a little bit of variance on those. Sometimes you get them and they're maybe a little bit bigger, maybe just a little bit smaller, but so by using the fat quarters, which the solid colors are 97 cents. And the pattern fabric is $1.47. So I can make one of these for under $3. And I just have a really good time with it. I do have snaps. I put snaps on the straps, you know, to hook around the handlebar, the bar of the walker. But I already had those on hand because I use them quite often in another project that I do frequently. So I already had those on hand, so I just didn't even really include the cost of those. And the carabiners, I bought a package of 10. I think there were 10 in it on Amazon, and it was just really inexpensive. It was under $5, I think, something like that. So I didn't really include the price of the carabiners and the snaps. And I just used trim, you know, like some of this ribbon I already had on hand, you know, this trim stuff. And so, you know, really it probably cost me more than $3 to make them. But I used the only thing I've bought is the fat quarters, the fabric. And so everything else I already had on hand. So I didn't really count the cost of those. But, you know, I don't really worry about stuff like that. I don't ever make things to sell. If I make something, I just make it and I give it away. And it's only because I don't think I'm that great of a seamstress. So I find it difficult to charge anyone for anything I make. But it just gives me something to do. And it's a cheap project. And it keeps me entertained and gives me a lot of pleasure. So, so anyway, the walker bags, should you be interested. I have 3 pieces here, and this piece is the body of the bag, and it is, I cut this piece 15 by 15 inches, 15 inches by 15 inches, and that allows for a 1-inch hem on either side and at the top and the bottom. And I fold it over just a little, like, 1/4 of an inch or half inch, something like that, and press that with the iron, and then I fold it over 1 inch and then press it and sew it. So maybe a little bit more than an inch, but not much. So they're roughly 13 by 13 when they're done, more or less. The inside pocket is 5 inches wide by 6.5 inches long, and that will accommodate one of the larger size cell phones. And then the straps, obviously you need 2, and they are 10 inches long and 2.5 inches wide. And the reason I cut them that only 2.5 inches wide is because when I use a fat quarter, I use a solid piece and a patterned piece, and I lay the right sides together and cut out the pattern, and then I have to cut a second strap after that, and that just gives me just enough room to have that one strap here, and then I've got enough fabric to do another one right next to it, and that pretty much takes up most of the fat quarter. So that's how I do that. And then what I do is I sew the bag side, bottom, side, and then I trim the edges. I trim it up with the scissors and then zigzag around the edge so that inside it doesn't fray, and it just looks nicer when you look inside the bag. It just doesn't look all frayed up and frazzled and that's just something I do. You don't have to do it that way. That's just my personal preference. And then the next step, after I sew the sides and the bottom, I fold the top down, just like I said, I just fold it just about that much and press it with an iron, and then I fold it over again an inch and press it and then sew it. And then after that, I attach the straps. I sew them on, sew up side, side, bottom, turn it right side out, and then press the seam under and then attach them. And I attach the straps 2 inches in from the side. Okay, and then on that side, and then I put the straps in, or put the straps. Let's try that again. I attach the snaps to the straps. So I put this first snap there, and then the other one here, so that it comes around to the back and straps over the handlebar thing in the front. So it's like this. But one thing I want to tell you and point out, if you are going to make one of these, as with any pattern, anyone that sews probably already knows this, but when you lay your pattern pieces out, you always want to make sure that it's going in the right direction. So that, for instance, when I made this one, I put the pattern piece on so that this is the bottom and this is the top, so that when you put it all together, you don't have upside down bunnies or sideways bunnies. So that was a lesson I learned a few years ago the hard way. I made a really cute apron, and it was like the first real project I sewed. And it was a really simple pattern, which, trust me, is a necessity. And I just had the cutest fabric for that apron. It was just so cute. And when I got all done, I put it on, and I looked down, and I realized that the pattern was upside down. It looked great from my view, but if you were looking at me, you would have seen the upside down pattern in my fabric. So that was, my mom thought that was pretty darn funny. At the time, I didn't think it was so funny, but now looking back, of course, it's hilarious. So anyway, after you attach the straps, then I attach the inside pocket, and I just kind of eyeball it so that it's centered. And I just, put it down so far from the top. Like, I don't do an exact measurement on that. I just, like I said, I just eyeball it. That's about how far down I did this one. And they're all, pretty close to the same. I'm sorry, that's not showing, not holding that up very good. But anyway, so yeah, probably 3-4 inches from the top. And then I put those on, do the snaps, and then I put a piece of Velcro on. Again, I just eyeball it to center it. And you don't have to put that Velcro on. I just do it because when the bag is hanging on the walker, the front piece kind of flops down or kind of sags down, and it just looks, so I just put the Velcro on there so it stays closed and in place, and it just looks nicer, in my opinion. Well, you can hear Jax back there. He's alive and well. For how long, I don't know. I'm just kidding. He's driving me crazy lately. He's really I think he's got spring fever. Anyway, so that's basically it. It's a very simple thing to sew. And I say that as someone that doesn't have a whole lot of skill in the sewing department. It's just a very simple project. And I've made extra because, like I said, I had made several for Mom's friends. I'm sorry about Jax squeaking his toy in the background. Jax, knock it off. Anyway, I made 4 more, and I was going to take them to the assisted living place and just donate them. They have bingo once a week, and and what they do, when you get a bingo, you get bingo bucks. This bingo money that they've made, and on Fridays you can go to the bingo store and spend your bingo bucks, and they've got all different items like toiletries or cleaners, household type stuff, toilet paper, paper towels, things like that. And so I thought I would just donate these extra ones to the bingo store. But then the one gal that had requested and asked me to make this tutorial, I thought, what I would do, I've got 4 of these bags, and if anybody wants one, I would be more than happy to send it to you. If you have someone you know, or even for yourself, that uses a walker or maybe a wheelchair. I'm not sure how you would work that out on a wheelchair. But anyway, if anyone wants one, leave me a comment below in this video, and then we'll figure out how to get your contact information to me. I'll probably just have you email it to me. And my email address is listed in the description box of this video. So, but just comment if you want one and which one you want. And first come, first serve. If nobody comments and doesn't want one, that's fine. I'll just donate them to the assisted living. But if you would like one, I'd be more than happy to send you one, and free of charge. And this is the cactus one, and it's got the matching, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. It's got the matching pocket and the green carabiner key clip in there. So that's the cactus one. And then the bunny one. And this, I think I already showed you this, but just again, I'll show you. This is the inside pocket, and this one has the gold carabiner inside. And let's see, and then this one, it's a little busy. I thought it was pretty though. The hearts, this one would be the hearts. And just so you can see, this one is, there's the inside pocket. And somewhere in here, oh, it's hanging outside. Scared me for a second. I thought, I forgot. There's the carabiner is red. So that's the hearts. And then last, but by no means least, we have the butterflies done in the purple color. And here's the butterfly one with the purple trim across the top, and then matching again on the inside pocket, and the carabiner. Oops. Yeah. So there's the 4. So if you want one, first come, first serve. The first one that comments will get whichever one they request. Butterflies, hearts, cactuses, or the bunnies. So anyway, and if, like I said, if nobody wants them, that's fine. I'll just donate them to the bingo store at my mom's assisted living facility. So anyway, that is kind of probably a not so great tutorial, but I hope that made sense. If anyone has any questions, just leave them in the comments, and I'll do my best to clarify anything you have questions on or don't understand. But that's it. So thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate you guys so much. And I thank you for watching again, another video. But the next one will be, I'm still needing to get that guest room done. I've got about 3 or 4 weeks before my daughter gets here, so I need to get cracking and get that painted. So I've just have not had time to get to it lately, but I've got to make time because she's going to be here before I know it, and I want to have a nice room set up for her when she gets here this time and surprise her. So anyway, thanks again, you guys, for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.